I just went to one of my checkups. They told me that I've gotten into my stable period now. I think pretty soon here, we're going to have to go to both our parents and talk with them about the pregnancy.
I see. I'll leave that to you.
You're fine with me telling your parents about all of this as well? Are you sure you don't want to be the one to tell them?
That doesn't bother me. Go and tell them for me.
All right then. Then I'll go and let them know about it here soon.
Okay, thanks.
Now that I'm into the more stable period of my pregnancy, I was thinking we should start buying some things for the baby. I'm sure there are things we need to get started on in terms of preparation.
Then you can go ahead and get whatever you want ready. I don't know a whole lot about that stuff.
What? I don't like that at all. I want for the both of us to go out and start preparing.
I don't really care what you do. Do whatever you'd like to for the baby.
This is going to be your baby as well, so don't you think you should be a little more excited about it? Right now it's sounding like you don't care about my pregnancy or the baby at all.
That's not it, all right? I just don't know about all the finer details when it comes to all that.
Then next time, would you come along with me to see the doctor for my checkup? Even the doctor was asking me to bring you along from now on.
If I'm able to, right? He doesn't want you forcing me to come or anything like that.
I'm sure he doesn't, but I just want you there to listen to what he has to say about the baby.
You have to go to the clinic during the week, right? I have work then, so it's not happening.
I really don't like the feeling of going through this pregnancy alone, though. You just have to be there for an hour or two, so could you please make a little time?
I am busy. Right now is a very important time for me.
But our baby is also important to you, right?
Well, the work I have to focus on now will affect whether I get promoted or not. I told you before that I was put in charge of a very important project by the director, right? And my boss is expecting me to succeed with this project no matter what happens, alright?
I remember you saying that.
If I end up getting in trouble for not doing well in this project, then it's not going to be good for my future in this company. Even the CEO will hear about me because of this project. So if I don't focus all my time and energy into it, I might even be fired. Have I ever told you about the CEO before?
You told me before that the CEO is a woman, right?
Her and I are pretty close in age even, yet she's in charge of running a massive company. Because she's so young like myself, she understands the idea of getting younger people moved up within her company, and that chance might even be granted to me. I want that chance, Paula. Then you'll be happy about that.
I'm happy about all of that already. Seeing that you've been given the project in the first place shows me just how important you are to that company.
Right? This is all very important for us. If I'm able to be promoted, then that means good news for the both of us. That's why I want to focus on my job right now. The kid is something you'll have to manage on your own.
All right, I guess so. Hey, Travis, what's happened with you recently? Are you not trying to avoid me right now? Did I do something to upset you?
This isn't about anything you've done to upset me. I just don't like to be around or be touched by you.
Why not?
Recently, your stomach's been really sticking out, right?
That's due to our baby becoming more and more bigger.
You're usually really thin, right? Seeing your stomach growing that massive is disgusting to me. You look like some grotesque monster.
Why would you say something like that? I have no choice but to get this large because I have a baby inside me.
I get that, but I had never seen a pregnant woman's body before until now. I've seen plenty of women before like that, but they have clothing on to cover it all up. When I have to see you at home with nothing but a sports bra on, your stomach makes me want to vomit.
And that's what has led you to avoiding me all this time?
I don't like the look of you right now. You're only gonna grow bigger, right? I don't even want to imagine something like that.
But inside this big belly of mine is your child, right?
And that itself is gonna be grossing me out. Knowing that inside one person there's this other smaller person makes me feel sick.
Well, the same thing happened with you back when your mom had to carry you for 9 months.
It's not my fault that I find all this crap about the female body disgusting. Just know that for the time being, I don't want to be around you at all.
What do you want me to do then? Not having you in the house around makes me feel nervous and lonely. You don't have to touch me if you don't want to, and I won't touch you either. But please do not avoid me anymore, okay?
But I just can't do it, so stop trying to get me to. If you start to force me to be around you, then I'm gonna become really agitated and might start to think about leaving you. Just let me be, alright?
Travis, where are you staying at right now? You have not been sleeping in this house for days now. Stop being such a baby and come back home to me.
I told you why things are like this! I don't want to be around you right now.
You really find me that gross right now?
Well, your stomach just keeps on coming out further and further from your body. And the fact that you're really thin only makes you look worse. You become way too grotesque for me to even think about now.
Do you find the baby to be as disgusting as me then?
Did I ever say the baby was disgusting? I just don't want to look at you right now. Stop trying to make all this weirder than it already is.
Well, with the way you've been acting and talking, I started to think things like that might also be true. I understand that you're afraid of the things you don't understand, but you can't just run away from the unknown, Travis. The baby that's growing inside of me right now is your baby.
I understand that, but why do you have to force me to be there with you? Stop making me repeat myself over and over again about why I don't want to be around you. You are already disgusting to look at. If you keep trying to get me to come back to you right now, you're going to piss me off.
I have a reason to be trying to get my husband to come home to me, right?
If you want me to come home, then you shut up and wait for me.
So if I just shut up and wait for you, you'll come home? I can't believe things like this are already starting to happen even before our baby is born. Do you think you can keep acting like that and still have a happy marriage with me?
Once your stomach is back to its right size, then I'll come home and we can go back to our normal lives. I'm not sure I'll be able to do anything sexual with you anymore, though. I've already had to see you that deformed now. You look like a gosh dang monster with the way your body's contorted.
Do you have any idea how you're making me feel by saying all that? Is there even a reason for me being your wife right now?
Then you want a divorce? I'm totally fine with that. I'd leave you in an instant if you want that.
Are you being serious about that?
But having to get a divorce only a little bit after getting married will make everyone around think of us poorly, right? I would at least like us to stay married for 3 years. Until 3 years are up, you want to live in separate housing?
I do not! Can we please just meet up and talk all this through? There is no way I can continue to support a relationship like this right now. Think of how hard things will be for our baby.
What? No way. I don't want to meet you. I'm sure your stomach has only gotten bigger from the last time I saw you, right? I know for a fact you'd make me throw up. No way!
Having you treat me like this and say such horrible things is not something I can agree with. That's why you need to come and see me at least once, please.
I told you, no way. I am very busy right now, so I'm gonna stop texting you now. Don't bother texting or calling me anymore.
Travis, will you please come home to me today?
Would you cut all of that out right now for me? Didn't I tell you not to text me when I'm working?
I want you to come home every so often, though. My belly is very large right now, all right? I would like for you to come here and help me with some things. And I would also like for our baby to hear its father's voice sometimes.
A pregnant woman's fat stomach is not something I need to be seeing. It's disgusting. I am not going to come over there just to talk to your stomach for the baby's sake. Not happening.
You're the worst.
I'm sure I am, but I'm just being honest. And to be a bit more honest with you, I'm starting to get tired of your crap. I made a mistake having a baby with you.
You really don't know when to shut up, do you? So is this how you think of any woman that's pregnant? You don't have to bother showing up to work anymore then. I don't want people like you in this company doing any work for me anymore.
Huh? What the hell are you going on about now? Paula?
I am not your wife, Travis. This would be Lexi Goldblum.
Goldblum?
You must know the name of the CEO of the company you're currently working for, right?
What? The CEO? Are you freaking kidding me? No way. Why would my CEO be with my wife right now?
We have met one another many times before.
Listen, Paula, there is no such thing as that kind of a coincidence. Would you give it up with that bullcrap lie right now? You really want me to come back home to see you that badly?
You're not at work right now, are you, Travis? I went and had a talk with your boss, Mark, and he told me that you went out to go and see someone. If you don't believe that I'm your CEO right now, then I'd like for you to come to the CEO's office when you come back here.
What? Why do you know the name of my boss, Paula? Could this really be you then, Lexi?
That's what I've been telling you, Travis. This is not your wife lying to you right now. If you don't want to believe what I'm saying, then you can go ahead and continue thinking that this is all a lie.
I am so sorry! I had never thought for one moment that I'd be getting a text message from the CEO like this.
Now we need to talk about your wife. I think the way you behave towards your wife right now is not okay. Saying that she looks like a monster and telling her that she's disgusting to look at and that's why you won't go home to her? That's what I've seen and heard so far from you.
That was on me. I didn't think that she'd start to look like that, and, you could say all of this is because of a fear I have. My wife happens to be a very thin woman normally, so having a stomach as large as hers is very frightening to me. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
I like to think that you have no idea what being pregnant is like or about right now. And because you have no idea what it's like and about, you are able to say such horrible things like that to her, right? You really think it's okay to call her gross and say that she looks more like a monster than a woman? Is there any need for that kind of slander?
But having to look at how massive her stomach has grown is freaking disgusting. And is it very well known that in this world pregnant women are like heavy baggage for the rest of us? I don't think we'll all need to keep worrying about them all the time. There's no need to.
You think that pregnant women are like heavy baggage in this world? As in, they're all burdens?
That's right. I mean, she's not doing anything right now, right? Not working, not doing the chores, not cooking. She's not like you at all. You happen to be making massive amounts of money right now and everything.
I'm pregnant right now as well, though.
What was that?
I am pregnant.
Are you really pregnant right now? I never knew anything about that, though.
I'm still not through my first 12 weeks, so I haven't made any announcement yet. The only people that are aware are my family and the executives.
I see. Well, congratulations!
You have no right telling me congrats. From what you've just told me, I'm going to become a monster as well, right? Pregnant women are disgusting, right? So why are you congratulating me on that?
Ah, crap! You're a different Lexi!
Don't call me Lexi.
I'm sorry, Miss Goldblum.
Now, why am I different from your wife or any other pregnant woman for that matter? I like to think your wife and I are pretty similar biologically, so how am I different from her?
I'm sorry for saying that. I had no idea that you were pregnant. I would never call my CEO a monster or anything like that.
So you'd call the woman you're married disgusting, but you won't say the same thing about me? Or are you only saying that because I'm in a position where I could ruin your life right now and you wouldn't be able to stop me? If that's the case, then you're already ruined, Travis.
A lot of those things I was saying to my wife were jokes. I don't actually think of her body as being gross or anything like that.
Now you're going to pull the I was joking card? I already know what you really think of women that are pregnant, Travis. Let me be clear. You are a disgrace to humanity, and I will not forgive you for what you've done to your wife. Because of your horrific actions, the first way I'll be punishing you is by taking you off that project.
Why are you doing that?
Have you forgotten what the theme of the project that you're working on for me right now is? Caring for kids while they grow, right? And inside that topic, the birth of a child is also included. Someone like you who seems to hate on those that are pregnant shall not be a part of this kind of project. It would be ridiculous for me to allow that. I'll have a word with your boss, and today you'll be taken off that project.
Hold on for one moment. I have put all my heart into this project so far. I will not allow you to take me off the project at a time like this!
You won't allow me? You're CEO? Do you really think saying something like that to me is a good idea?
Well, what you're trying to punish me for has nothing to do with work. This is a problem between my wife and I. I will not allow you to use my private issues as a way of punishing me.
The reason you are being taken off that project is because you have called me a monster and do not seem to understand the importance of both pregnancy and childbirth. The fact that you act that way towards your CEO shows me that you are not worth trusting with any of the projects in this company. Once I've spoken with Mark about this, we'll see what he has to say about you.
What the hell have you done to me? How the hell did you meet with my CEO?
When I went to your office to try to meet with you, I ran into her. You were never coming home to me, so I had to make an effort to come find you. I thought by going to your office building, I'd be able to see you in person.
That's not all you've frickin' done! There is no way you just came to my company and were able to meet with my CEO like that. What the hell did you do to get her to talk with you for so long?
Meeting her and talking with her like that really was just a coincidence. When I arrived at the office building, I started to feel sick and sat down on the ground. When she saw me like that, she was getting ready to enter the elevator. She came over to help me up. Not only can she run a company, but she's a very thoughtful and caring woman.
And how did all of that turn into you talking about her private life?
She asked me why I came all this way to her company in the state I was in, so I told her all about what had been going on. And considering that she's pregnant herself, she wanted to listen to what was wrong.
You told her about everything that's happening between you and I! Don't freaking do that with someone as important as her! That was all a part of our private lives and should freaking stay that way!
Well, after I started talking about my relation to you, I started to get upset with all you've been doing to me and wanted someone to talk to about it. And you know what? I thought it was about time that someone like you who doesn't give a crap about your family was heard about. I haven't been happy with you for the past couple of months, and the same can be said of you with me. So why should I keep secrets about us any longer?
What are you trying to say?
We're getting a divorce, Travis.
Well, before you do that, take care of my CEO! I was just told by my boss that I'm no longer in charge of the project. It's because of you that all this has happened to me! So freaking fix it!
You're the one that pissed off your CEO, right? This is what you get for acting like a dumbass.
If you want this divorce, then do what I'm asking! I will have you come into this office and apologize to her right now! And then you're gonna come and apologize to me! On your freaking hands and knees!
I see. So this is a divorce then. I don't need you to accept this divorce either because my lawyer will help me with all of that. I just need you to pay me a settlement before the divorce is all. I know the reason you haven't been coming home at all lately. It's because you've been sleeping with another woman at her house, right?
Don't be such an idiot. You think I'd cheat on you?
Then tell me where you've been this whole time while not coming back home. And tell me what all those phone calls with your partner on the other end of the phone was about. I heard a lot of what you two were saying.
Huh? When did you hear all that?
I've known you were cheating on me for almost half a year now, Travis. I didn't want to face the truth about it because I was scared, but I had to. And thanks to all of that, it'll make this divorce go a lot easier for me. I'm going to make both yourself and your partner responsible for what you've both done to me.
Hold on a second. Let's just calm down here.
I'm calm. Are you? Or are you panicking right now because you're about to be royally screwed? I happen to have a lot going on right now. I'm going to be a mother here soon and need to prepare for a future where I can solely focus on my baby. That requires me to become even stronger.
Right now is not the right time to be asking for a settlement from me.
Why is now not the right time?
Because I'm being messed around with right now at work! Because you led the CEO into seeing all that I was saying to you, I'm not even sure if I'll even have a job here anymore soon! I'm getting kicked off the team that's working on the project. But I know there's gonna be more to come now. Like my salary being cut and me losing a lot of other benefits I've gained here. So lay off trying to get that settlement from me!
Not happening. Before I have this baby, I want the divorce to be over with and for me to be starting a brand new life. The person I'm most worried about is not you, but my baby. I couldn't care less about what's going to happen to you after the divorce. And the CEO feels the same way about you. There is literally nothing you can do now to get me to stop, so give up.
You think I can give up that easily now? Right now, my life is on the line!
And? My life and my baby's life is on the line right now. If you never really thought about how your selfish actions would be affecting us here today, then perhaps you are never going to be good enough to be a father, nor good enough to be a human. You don't understand or care to think about others, and all you worry about is yourself. I'm not sure one should consider you a human being anymore, but I promise you that you're turning into one of those disgusting monsters you always loved talking about after today. After that, I took out all the evidence I had of my husband cheating on me, and that led him to confessing and allowing the divorce. I was also able to get a settlement from him, and there was no way he'd be able to fight it. Of course, I was also able to get a settlement from the woman he cheated on me with, and she paid up. And when it comes to child support, my husband is now going to have to send me $1,000 a month until my baby turns 18 years old. When it comes to the company, my husband was left doing only the most annoying and repetitive work and began to really hate his job there. But that wasn't all for him, as a lot of his coworkers learned about the way he had treated both myself and the CEO and started to really let him know how they felt. This led to him pleading to be transferred to a new office and out of that department. His plan was to go to a new building and start from square one again, building his new life up. However, the place he was sent to ended up being a very small office, and his job would be working at the window of the building's front desk. I was told later by his CEO that the only reason she didn't have him fired for asking to be moved to a new position in building is because she wanted him to still make some income in order to pay the child support. She also told me that if he did ever end up not paying me the money I'm owed each month, to give her a call and she'd handle it personally. One time, something like that did end up happening after having the baby, and after telling her, she forced Travis into having to work night shifts until he paid me back doubled what I was owed. That ended up working out really well for me, and that money came to me the very next day. I really am thankful that I have such a strong ally as my ex-husband's CEO. Just after the divorce, I had given birth to a really cute little boy. It only took a few days after giving birth to him for my massive belly to go away and my body to start to return back to its regular shape. I like to think that pregnancy, childbirth, and babies are all very beautiful things and should never be called disgusting. Gwen, sorry to bother you. Are you at home right now?
I'm home. What's wrong, Mom?
Today, your dad is going to get Cameron from school, right?
Yes? Is he not able to go today now?
That's what it looks like. So I was wondering if instead of him, could you go and get Cameron from school?
Sure. In just 1 hour, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry for always having to ask you.
Why are you apologizing to me, Mom? It's Dad's fault that he didn't keep his promise to you.
I'm sure it is his fault. But I'm not able to go and get Cameron either, so I feel a little at fault here as well.
But when you're home, you always go and get him from school every time. Whenever Dad's supposed to be home, he never sticks around the house and then breaks his promise of going to get Cameron.
It's really not a good thing to break promises like your dad does. But I think the reason for it is your dad's job. He's a lot more busy than we think. But that does not mean he gets a pass to not always keep his promise, and then ends up having to go and get your brother. I'm really sorry for asking you again.
I don't mind at all. How about this? How about if I have to start getting him more often, you and Dad start paying me more for my allowance? I would be very happy.
Well, right now it's a bit of an emergency, so I'm not sure you get a raise. But your dad and I do expect a lot from you sometimes. I guess we'll give you a bit more money.
Yay! Now that I'll get a bit more money each month, I want to help out more. Whenever you need help with anything, like getting Cameron, just let me know so I can go get him.
I already feel like we're asking too much from you, so don't ask us for any more, all right? Anyway, thank you for going to get Cameron. It's starting to get darker earlier, so make sure you come right back home after you get him. Avoid any weird-looking people, please.
All right. The elementary school is only a few minutes away, so we'll be back very soon. And I'll carry my whistle just in case.
I think by the time you both get back to the house, I'll be getting home from work as well.
Then I'll make sure to start toasting our bread for dinner tonight.
Thank you. Once I'm home, I'll start to make dinner right away.
Anais, sorry. I'm gonna be late again today.
Sean, again with this? Tomorrow we all have plans to wake up really early with the kids and take them to the amusement park, right?
Don't worry. I'll make sure to make it home on the last bus.
We have to drive tomorrow, so are you sure you'll be alright getting that little sleep tonight?
Then, could I ask you to drive all of us to the amusement park tomorrow? On the way back home, I'll drive for us.
That's fine, I guess. Sean, I want you to start putting a little more thought into what you've been doing recently. I understand that you're busy with work and all that, but I feel like you're leaving me in charge of too many things at home.
I'm really sorry.
For the past couple of years, you've slowly started to do less and less at home, huh? The last time you had me doing things for you with the kids, I ended up giving Gwen more money to help me out.
What? Was she asking for me?
Asking for me? Come on, Sean. I want to know why we're getting her so involved in so many of the chores. I've asked you many times before to do chores yourself, and you've told her to do them for you as well. You and I are both working full-time right now, right? And we decided that if we're both going to continue to work, then we both still need to be responsible for all the chores and tasks at home. The both of us cannot be asking our kids to do some or all of our chores right now for us. They're still too young for that, and they should be focusing on playing and learning at school.
But Gwen is in 5th grade now. I think she's far better at taking care of the chores than I am now. I think by having her do all these things for myself and you, she'll be far more prepared for her future. When she has to go and live on her own. Things like that.
Gwen has already been doing far too much, so you don't need to be worried about her future now. And you're right, she's in 5th grade now, but that's only 5th grade. Don't keep using her to do your chores and paying her for that when she needs to be focused on being a kid. She's not at the age yet where she needs to be worried about doing chores and making money from it.
I get that.
I'm having to tell you all of this because you don't get it. Also, the other day when you told me you were coming home late from work, you were out drinking, right?
What? I was working that night.
Well, one of our neighbors told me they saw you out on the streets bar hopping that night.
Drinking is another part of the job, Anais. Unlike women in the workplace, going out for drinks is very important.
Going out occasionally to drink with your coworkers isn't a problem, but please do not call that a part of working. Especially when you start using that as a way of forcing me and the kids to do more chores. I want you to start thinking about this family again as we continue to move forward.
All right already. From now on, I'll try to be home from work a little earlier.
Please do that. And another thing, at the end of this month I have a business trip. During that time while I'm away, you're going to be at the house every time you're not at the office, right?
Sure. You'll be gone on Friday and Saturday, right? That'll be fine. I'll make sure to come home right after I'm done with work. And on Saturday, I'll take the kids with me. We could go have fun somewhere.
And if things do become tough for you, you can always call my mom and have her take care of the kids. Are you sure you'll be all right?
I told you I'm fine. Please, just trust me a little.
I'm asking things like that right now because it's becoming harder to trust you, Sean.
While you're away on that little business trip, I'll be coming home. All right?
As long as it's the truth. When I'm home from work tomorrow, I'm going to start getting ready for my trip. Anyway, I think we're all going to be in bed by the time you get home tonight. What are you going to do for dinner?
I'll stop by somewhere and pick something up to eat.
Sounds good. I'll leave the water in the bath for you if you want to get in when you get home. Good luck with work today, and try to make it home sooner rather than later tonight. Hey, Sean? Is everything all right there?
What? Over here? Why do you ask?
I'm asking because right now there's a massive amount of rain coming through, right?
Well, I suppose it's been raining a lot this morning. But what about all this rain?
There is a lot of rain, right? I was just watching the TV in my hotel room before getting to work, and they're saying that it's going to be the biggest storm we'll have received in a decade. And it's looking like our area is going to be hit the worst.
Ah, well, things are fine here. The river's looking a bit wild, but I'm sure that's all fine. There's still a bit of distance between us and the river, so nothing's going to happen.
Are you sure? On the news, there are videos coming in of that river beginning to really overflow now.
I told you, everything's fine.
How are the kids?
They're playing out in the rain right now. Cameron's having a blast out there.
There are some reports of flooding beginning to happen in the area. Are you sure the house is going to be okay?
Nothing's happening here. By the way, you're gonna be getting home from your trip around 8 p.m. tonight, right? How's your work been going? Is the weather pretty bad over there as well?
Right now, the weather is just fine here. There have been a few drizzles, but the weather forecast says the clouds will be out of here by noon. Right now, all the trains and buses and everything are still running, but I'm worried about how things will be around you guys. I hope that everything will be alright by the time I get back home.
I think everything will be just fine here. Just know that the three of us here will be fine as we relax and watch this storm roll through. Can't really go out anywhere right now, right?
That's true. Just make sure to keep an eye on the kids as they play outside for me. And if you guys see any signs of danger coming, then please make sure to get out of there and get to a safer place.
You really get yourself too worked up over simple things like the storm. This kind of rain is nothing. I'm sure by the time you're on your way home, nothing will have changed here.
Are you sure? Things sound really bad on the news right now, and that's why I'm a bit worried. But as long as you're all okay, then I'll be fine. I guess just continue taking care of the kids for me, please. I'll see you tonight.
Mom, what should I do? Right now things are not okay here.
Gwen, what's happened over there?
Mom, come help us. There's a bunch of water coming into the house right now. The garage and the front door are all full of water right now. I made sure to move all of our things away from them, but I don't know what else to do. I can't stop the water. The first floor is going to get all wet.
There's water coming into the house? Where's your dad? What is he doing right now?
Dad never came home last night.
What? Dad never came home?
Yes, he told me he had some work to do, but then he told me to keep it all a secret from you.
You're kidding me.
I'm sorry, Mom. He told me that he'd give me more money as long as I kept it a secret. I told him I promised to keep it a secret.
Is that what happened?
I'm so sorry, Mom. It's because of me that this house is getting really wet right now. What should I do?
You're going to be fine. Now, none of this is your fault, okay, Gwen? I'll make sure to do something about all of that so you can just calm down.
But you're not coming home right now.
I'm going to tell your grandma right now that you and your brother are still in the house, okay? And I'll make sure to call the police about this as well. Go and get your brother right now, and you both go upstairs and wait in your bedroom, okay?
Okay, I'll go get him. Is there anything I should bring up with me to my room?
I just want you to make sure you bring your brother up there with you. I want you both as far away from that water as possible. So right now, you both get up to your room, please.
Okay, I'll make sure to take good care of Cameron.
Thank you, Gwen. But make sure to take care of yourself too, please. I don't want you to do anything dangerous. There will be adults coming to the house really soon to get you, so just wait for them upstairs, please.
Anais, I'm so very sorry. I want to talk with you one more time. Could you please come back to this house for me?
I have no reason to go back there.
I really did not think things would end up this way. I totally understand that I messed up and to blame for all of this. But I don't think we need to get a divorce. I don't want to.
You left both our kids at home during a bad storm and went off to be with your other woman, right? Only the first floor ended up flooding due to the rain, but things could have ended a lot more tragically for our kids. What would you have done then? How would you have taken responsibility for them getting hurt or even worse, drowning? Had the fire department not come to get them from the house, they would have been in that freezing cold house with no power all night.
I didn't think that the flood would be able to get that close to the house.
I can tell that, Sean. You weren't around to notice anything because you were at your girlfriend's apartment, so you had no clue what was happening at home.
I was thinking of heading back home that morning to go be with the kids, but I wasn't able to get there due to the roads being all flooded. I was surprised. At that time, I really wondered about what the hell I had done. I want to apologize to both Gwen and Cameron, please. Please, let me see the two of them.
Once we get this divorce, you can see them.
I told you I don't want a divorce, though.
Right now, both the kids can tell that you've done something really bad this time and no longer want to see you. I already talked with them about how you weren't their dad anymore, and they didn't seem to mind that.
Did you talk to them about how I cheated on you?
Not yet, but I'm sure Gwen is already aware of that. That kid is a real gem. She happens to be smarter than both you and I combined.
I see. She's already in the 5th grade now, huh? But from now on, I'll do better. As both a husband and a father, I'll make sure to put you all first. So please, rethink getting this divorce.
Do you have any idea what you've put the kids and I through?
I do.
If you did, then you wouldn't be asking for us to give you a second chance right now. You would understand that what you've done is terrible and cannot be forgiven by us. You lied to me and cheated, as well as lied to the kids about going to work. And all of that led to both our kids being put in direct danger and almost losing their lives. Do you understand that?
But this time things really spiraled out of control on me. I did not think what I had done would cause so many issues for you all. All of our time living in that house, and there's never once been any flooding issues.
I don't care what you thought would and wouldn't happen. Had there been an adult at the house with the two of them, then things would have been a lot different. And besides, had there not been a storm and all that flooding, leaving both our little kids at home like that alone all night and into the next day is dangerous. This is why I asked you to stay home with the kids, Sean. This is why.
I'm sorry. I promise that from now on, I'll never do anything like that again.
Because there won't be a from now on for you. Not with this family, that is. Had you actually left the house for work, then I might actually be willing to forgive you somewhat. But the reason you were gone is because you were at another woman's place plowing her.
I am so sorry about that. But things between her and I aren't serious.
You think that because things weren't serious, you could do whatever you wanted? After taking a look at your phone when you handed it to me, you had been talking to that woman for over a year now. Right now, I really want to know what all my hard work was for in this family. Doing everything for you while you got to go out and get pussy from another woman who wasn't your dang wife.
I've made sure to break up with her.
Who cares about that, Sean? You think that gives me reason to forgive you now?
That's not what I think, but I'm not going to cheat anymore. I know that what I did was terrible and I regret it all. When I came home to the house being half flooded and not being able to find the kids, I was scared. I was afraid I just lost the both of them.
Huh? What the hell is this, Sean? Why are you trying to act like I should feel sorry for you now? You were the one that chose to go to your girlfriend's house that night and leave both our kids in danger. You can't start making yourself out to be the victim of all this as well when you were the one that caused it all. I should be the one everyone feels bad for right now, not you. Had I never been contacted by Gwen that day, I would have trusted that you were home with them. She was scared, probably more scared than you were. And since that day, Cameron hasn't been able to sleep on his own.
I'm so sorry.
Stop it with the apologies already. We all know you care more about your girlfriend than you do us. That's all.
You and the kids are the most important people to me. Had I known that something like this could happen, I would have never gone over to her place that night.
So you would have gone over to her house as long as everything was fine then? I see. So you really do only care about her unless things start to get dicey and you're worried about your wife and kids leaving you, right? I'm tired of all your stupid excuses, Sean.
I'm sorry. But from now on, I'll only be thinking about you and the kids. So please don't leave me!
Listen, Sean, what you did that time with the kids was a major problem and cannot be forgiven. But you having cheated on me is the reason I want this divorce. Do you understand that? The reason things have ended up this way is because you have cared more about that woman than the three of your immediate family members. I know that for a fact, and you should too.
I really messed up badly this time. Please forgive me for that. I will never cheat on you again.
You have shown me that you only try to care about the family when it will benefit yourself. Besides that, you don't really care to have any of us around you. Whenever you make promises to us, you break them, and you do that because you only care about what you want to do. You won't do all of that anymore, so you expect me to forgive you now? Bullcrap. I would like you to think that this divorce is something you helped make.
No way! Having all of you leave my house like that, I still have a loan to pay off. Having the both of us working this whole time made paying it off a whole lot easier for me. You can't leave like this.
Huh? Is it okay to be talking about that loan of yours right now? I knew it. You only care about yourself and nothing else. It's because of the choices you've made that this divorce is happening.
Wait, I'm sorry about that. I'm just really freaking out right now is all. That's not what I wanted to say. It's just what I've been thinking is all. I'm sorry.
Shut the hell up, Sean. I am the one that's freaking out right now, you idiot. But I've made sure not to act out like you because I know better than to act like a selfish child right now. Do you have any idea how much pain I am in right now? How much anger I am having to hold back on after being cheated on, learning that my kids almost died and that they left them here to die as their father? You know dang well you have no right to moan about yourself right now. So shut the hell up and let's get on with this.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Apologize all you want, but it's not going to change anything. I had been warning you about things like this all along, yet you never bothered to heed any of them. If it really takes losing your family as a father to learn just how important we all were to you, then perhaps you should have never had a family to begin with. There is no way I'll ever be able to trust you again. So go ahead and continue thinking about nothing but yourself and do whatever you'd like. From that, Sean and I had a few more talks before the divorce was finally decided on by the both of us. I was able to get both a settlement from him and child support until my kids are both 18, so there's nothing left I need from him. As for the woman he'd been cheating on me with, she happened to be a partner to the company he worked in. She had been going out with him as a sort of informal agreement to keep doing business with him and the company, but after he broke up with her, she went crazy and told his company she'd no longer work with him. This then led to the company going off on Sean for what he'd been doing, and soon everyone in the office learned about what had happened to him. As of right now, Sean is not able to converse with anyone within the company, nor outside of it, as they've all told him how much they despise him for what he'd done. So he's stuck sitting in his empty house most days, doing nothing more than wasting his time away while thinking about that loan he has to pay off. He did start asking to see his kids at least once a month, just to see how they were doing. I agreed to that as long as he no longer did anything stupid around them, like losing his job at that company or going out with another woman in front of them. But of course, after one attempt at letting him see the kids, he made some stupid comment to me, and that ended any chance of him ever getting to see them again. They're going to grow up knowing that their father was an idiot, and I hope that Sean is aware of that, as he learns to regret all of the things he's done to hurt us. As for the kids and myself, we all moved into a house close to my parents' house outside of the city. Until Cameron, my youngest, gets into middle school, I'm going to be having my parents come over here to care for them while I'm at work. I'm sure this might bother my parents some and take a lot of their time away, but I want to make sure that my kids are being cared for. And to make sure that my daughter doesn't have to do as many chores and tasks as she was left with before, I tell her that she can have fun all day by the time I get home from work, and that on weekends she can just relax or go out with her friends. I'm not sure whether I can call the way things are now as happy, but I'm sure that in terms of getting myself and my two kids, things are a lot better than they would have been with Sean around. I know that even though they're both still young, a divorce like this one will stick in their minds forever, so as they get older, I want to be there for them to support their mental health. I know it's going to be a difficult road ahead for myself as a single mother, but as long as both my kids are able to smile, I'll be just fine. I'm still a bit shocked by being cheated on and stabbed in the back by my ex, but in order to forget all about that stuff, I just need to keep moving forward.
Hey Bruno, I just sent you the money you asked me to lend you. Please check your bank account later to make sure it got in there.
Oh, thanks for that, Ozzy. That'll help me out a lot.
So how's mom doing these days? I haven't been getting any replies from her recently, so I was kinda wondering if she's doing alright.
As of right now, she has a small cold.
She caught a cold? Is she alright?
She doesn't have any bad symptoms, so you don't have to get too worried about her. But she did have that surgery 3 months ago, so her body is still a bit weak from that. It'll take her some time to get over the cold is all now. I just ask her to sleep as much as she can to start feeling better, you know?
I see. So that's why she wasn't answering any of my calls, and hasn't read any of my texts to her.
She's also been taking some meds that she got from her doctor. It makes her get all sleepy and even make her a little high even. A lot of the time, she's telling me she doesn't even have it in her anymore to read the text on her phone. The only thing she's really doing anymore is sleeping in her chair while she has the TV on. But she is getting better, slowly but surely, so there's no need to worry. She was able to eat her breakfast today, so that's all we can ask for from her.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you again for being there for Mom, Bruno. I really wish I could be there as well to look after her, after that surgery. But having to go on this business trip overseas for months on end was not expected. I'm sorry for leaving you there all alone to care for Mom while I'm on the other side of the planet.
Don't worry about it. I'm fine living here with my mom again, so there are no problems going on here. But I will say I'm sorry for always asking you for money.
That's not a problem for me. I have the ability to hand over a little bit at a time, so I'll continue to do so until you're doing well yourself again. And it's the only thing I'm able to do to help right now. So please, don't feel sorry for asking.
Thank you, Ozzy. So, when are you supposed to be coming back to the States again? Or do you still not have an official date yet?
Well, at the earliest, it's looking like I'll be able to come back in another 2 months or so.
That's a lot sooner than I was expecting.
Really? I thought this trip has been way too long, and I should have been back home by now. I've been here for close to 3 months now, and the fact that I can't even get myself a decent burger here really sucks. I mean, the food isn't that bad, but I could really do for a burger and some fries.
Don't they have any fast food burger joints over there, though?
They do, but it's not the same thing we have there. And I'm talking about a decent burger. Not some frozen thing that barely has any real flavor to it.
I suppose a fast food burger isn't quite the same as if you get a burger at a restaurant. Sorry. I'm sure that if it wasn't for you always having to give me some money, you could probably afford to order some good quality beef and make your own burgers there.
I'm not blaming any of this on you. You're not asking me for my whole life savings or anything, so you can stop feeling sorry about it. I would like you to have some money, just like me, especially with the off chance that Mom's condition starts to get worse again.
I suppose so. I need to start working harder myself, though, to save up some money.
I told you not to worry. You're already having to balance caring for Mom all the time, and your own life. There is no need for you to start stressing about money when I'm able to give you some. I want you to just focus on yourself and Mom for me, and make sure you both stay in good health.
Thank you. Then I'll continue to take good care of Mom for us, okay? Just make sure that you're relaxing a bit yourself and enjoy your time overseas.
I will. Just, if you have anything come up, please let me know right away. I will do whatever I can from here to help you both out.
Alright, well, I'll talk to you later, I guess. Ozzy, are you able to chat right now?
Sure, what's going on? Is this about Mom?
Actually, this has something to do with Mom.
Alright, what do you have to tell me about her? Is she doing alright?
She's becoming sick again. She's had to go to the hospital for it as well.
What?
And because it's come back as well, she's gonna need another surgery.
Is that so? So, if they're able to do another round of surgery on her, then she should become better again, right?
That's what I was thinking. But the cost of her being back in the hospital again and the surgery, the bill will come out to around $20,000.
Really? 20,000? What about her insurance? Are they able to cover a large amount of that?
That's the cost of things, with her insurance already included. I'm very aware that you won't be able to afford all that on your own, so for the time being, I can go and get a loan to cover the cost of the surgery. And then after she's out of the hospital and everything, I can work on paying off that debt, okay?
No, I can pay for all of that.
What? Are you sure about that?
It'll be fine. If $20,000 is going to be the final cost of things, then I'll take care of it for you guys. Luckily, I have some money saved up for emergencies like this. So, we'll all be okay here.
Ozzy, thank you so much for that. I'm sorry about this.
What are you talking about? I told you that I have money saved up for moments like this. So there's no need to feel sorry about that. And it's for Mom. So I don't care how much I have to pay in order for her to feel better again.
I still feel bad, though. Then, do you think that you can send me some money sometime this week so I can start to pay the hospital?
Sure, I'll make that happen. Now, when is she expected to go in for the surgery?
They're saying by early next week, as long as I have enough money to pay afterward. If not next week, though, they're saying that the latest she'll be able to get the surgery is in 2 weeks.
I see. I wonder if I can do anything to get my company to let me come back home.
Wait, are you trying to come home?
Well, Mom's going to have to go in for another surgery, right? I'm really worried about how this one will go.
Hold on, I was just worried about the cost of the surgery, and that was all I was worried about. As long as you handle that, then everything will be fine here. The doctors even said that the surgery will go perfectly for her, with little chance of there being any problems. And so I'll be able to watch over things here.
But Bruno, recently I haven't been able to talk with Mom at all. She's not even picking up her phone when I call her.
I think she's having a hard time thinking about and handling her phone. There is also a time difference between where we are and where you are. I think as long as you keep on messaging her, I can remind her to take a look at those messages, you know?
Really?
She doesn't have her phone on her right now as it's still at home. But next time I go with her, I'll make sure I bring her phone with me, okay? And at that time, I'll let her know to get back to you.
Thank you, Bruno.
And as for the day of the surgery, once I have the date, I'll let you know. For right now, I wouldn't be too concerned about coming home until after I get the update from her doctor. I'm sure that you can't take too much time off work right now, right?
I suppose so. I guess I'll just wait until we know the date of a surgery. Once I've heard from you when that'll be, I can talk with my manager and see if I can make it home.
That sounds like a good idea to me. When I know the date, I'll tell you right away.
I'll get to work on sending you that $20,000 then. Please keep a close eye on Mom, and tend to all her needs for me. It's really helped ease my worries a lot, having you there with her.
I'm the one that should be thanking you for all this, though. I'm so happy and thankful to have a younger brother like you who can be relied on for anything. Ozzy, I'm pretty sure it's getting late over there, right? Sorry for texting you when you're probably already going to bed, but this is an emergency. Mom will need to go in for another round of surgery.
Huh?
It's been less than a month since the last surgery, so I'm already really shocked by what I've heard. But this time the doctor said that it will just be a quick in and out, so there'll be no worries. However, since it's another surgery, can I ask for your help with money again? This time we need $3,000. Can you do that for us? I'll be able to handle the other expenses if you pay for that.
Bruno, what are you going on about? You're lying right now about Mom needing another surgery. Right now, Mom is on the verge of death, and no surgery will be able to help it.
What the hell are you talking about? Don't joke about Mom being on her deathbed right now, you jerk.
I would never joke about something as serious as what's going on right now. I wonder whose fault it is that Mom is now stuck on life support and will most likely succumb to her illness.
Ozzy, what the actual hell are you talking about? Are you freaking drunk or something?
Right now, I'm back in the States. Right back here in Arizona, actually.
What?
And when I went back to see Mom at the house, she was on the floor, barely breathing. Bruno, you haven't been looking after Mom whatsoever this whole time, have you? I bet you haven't even been going back home to watch over her at all this whole time. And what the hell happened to that $20,000 I sent you to pay for her surgery you were telling me about before? Had I arrived home just 10 minutes later than I did, she would most likely have already been dead!
Hold on, she really did go in for surgery, though. And the only reason I wasn't home when you got there is because of the past few days I've had some important things to tend to. Anyways, we should be focusing on Mom right now. I'll be coming to the hospital right now.
You don't have to come. Actually, you don't have to come around either of us ever again, Bruno.
Why the hell would you say that? I'm worried about Mom right now, okay?
While Mom has been struggling to stay with me, she told me about you. And she told me not to allow you to come here. She doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. That's what she whispered in my ear as we were in the ambulance coming here. So even if you do come to this hospital, I've already told the staff not to let you in this room with us. You can come, but you won't be seeing either one of us.
You just said that Mom has been struggling to stay awake, right? She might actually be in a haze and she doesn't have any clue what she's saying to you.
I'm not sure about what has all gone down between you and her yet. But the only time she ever got surgery was right before I left overseas. And that's it. So I know about how that $20,000 went somewhere else instead of where it was meant to go. I know for a fact that you lied to me about it and took my money. For the time being, I want to focus on Mom.
Oh, is that right? Well, once Mom is dead, just give me a call. I don't need to deal with you right now.
What?
This whole time I've just been waiting for her to just die. And I'm sure that you felt the same way about her, right? She's just been sick all the time, costing us more of our freedom and our money. Having her kick the can is the best when it comes to us. And we'll also be given access to whatever money comes from her life insurance.
Are you being serious with me right now?
Oh, come on already. You're worried about Mom right now, right? Well, if you want to be around her, then tell her at least to make sure I'm getting a chunk of her money as well in that will. I'd also like to be getting at least the same amount that you got. Hey, Ozzy? The funeral should be over now, right? When are you gonna have access to all Mom's money? Can you please just hurry it up with the paperwork and have my share sent to my bank account?
There is no money.
Huh? Mom had life insurance, right? Hold on, where was that money at? Do you plan to hoard all of it to yourself or something? If that's the case, then I'm gonna sue you.
You've got it all wrong. Mom is still alive,
What? But you told me before she was on her deathbed.
and she somehow came back too.
Huh? Wait, why is she still trying? That old bitch has already been causing us so much trouble as she continues to try and breathe our air. I'm not gonna bother with her anymore. When she's dead, just let me know. I just want her money, that's all.
Do you still think you'll have access to any of her money, Bruno?
Of course I do. I'm the eldest son after all. Anyway, I guess you'll have to know that even if Mom is saying she doesn't want to give me any of her money in that will, I happen to be one of her kids, so there is no stopping me from getting my share. Understood? There's no way of stopping me from getting the money.
Nope. There is a way to stop you, and that's called having you disowned from the family. For good. We're working on the paperwork for that right now as we speak. That means when the time comes that Mom passes away, you'll have nothing to do with her.
Huh?
There's ways of getting removed from a family, and being disowned is one of them. And we're doing that in order to keep her money out of your hands.
What the hell?
You seem to know all about being in her will and getting her money, but nothing about how easy it'd be for her to no longer label you as a part of her family. For instance, if you've committed a crime against her, she can say that you no longer have any right to her things as an inheritor. And since you have caused harm to her, on both a physical and an emotional level, she's going to get rid of you.
What are you saying, Ozzy? I didn't do anything to that hag.
You were never around to care for Mom while she was at home recovering from a surgery. You also stole Mom's phone from her. You did that in order to keep her and I apart, right? So far, everything that you've done is good enough ground for us to have a lawyer take you out of her will and exclude you from the family.
I made Mom meals and all that crap.
A few times every month, right? And those times, all you did was pop your head in and pull a TV dinner out of the freezer and leave it on her bed with her to thaw out. You didn't even bother warming it up or anything for her. And yet, you still don't seem to get it, do you? Mom is old and frail. By never caring for her, you were the one that caused her to get even more sick. Because of that, her health only became worse, and that's what landed her in the hospital again. And all that money I was sending you for both yourself and her, you spent only on yourself, asshole! Don't talk to me like you deserve anything else from us, when you already took $20,000 from me.
You're the one that told me I should relax. So why are you getting all upset with me when I was just using that money to relax? I did nothing wrong.
But you didn't do anything to help Mom when she needed you most. Not all that money was meant for you to use on yourself. Most of that was meant for her to pay for her house, and for her food, for her checkup bills, and for things like medication and such. Most of that money was for her, and not for you. Not for you to go out and play while you left your sick mother at home to die!
You should be thankful that I even came back to the house to check up on her those few times. Had I just stayed with her all those months, Mom would have been long gone. I have the freaking right to her money.
Then when the lawyer and I take you to court, you can use that as your reason to not be kicked out of this family. I'm not sure the judge will agree with anything you've just said, but you seem to have a lot of faith in the sins you've committed. Mom and I have had enough of you in our lives, and starting today, you are no longer going to be seen as anyone besides a thief and a killer.
Oh, come on, Ozzy. I wasn't away from Mom all that time just because I didn't want to take care of her. I was busy with work all that time, and I really had to stay there for long stretches of time, you know?
No point in making up excuses like that now. Have you forgotten what you said to me back when Mom was on her last legs and close to death? You said she should just hurry up and die. Or something along those lines. You said that, Bruno.
That was just a little, well, you had no idea what I'd been going through at the time, and that were just tearing through me at the time. That pissed me off a little. I was just angry as all, and you were telling me to stay away from Mom.
I think anyone that saw Mom in her condition when I got home would be pissed at you. And the reason why she was like that was because of your lies. I gave you $20,000 to pay for a surgery that never ended up actually happening, right?
I'm sorry about that, but I have no other option at the time. The honest truth is, my girlfriend that I used to live with was asking me to pay her back for all the money I made her pay in order to have me there. She asked that out of nowhere, and she kinda told me that if I didn't pay her back, then she could take me to court and sue me.
Would you stop lying, Bruno? You'd been in debt that whole time, right? You would always come home to Mom's house to sleep at night, but then would leave every day to go out and play. However, one day the person you were borrowing money from came and paid you a visit. And so you had to pay up, right? Well, guess what? He came back here again this week asking for you to come out.
What? Hold on, did he say anything else to you?
He sure did. He told me about how much you owe.
And did you tell him anything?
Yup. I told him the location of where you work currently.
Huh? What the hell have you done? If he comes back to my work, then what the heck is gonna happen to me?
It's your fault for getting in that much debt with a loan shark. You idiot.
Oh, come on, help me out here, Ozzy. Just another $5,000 is all I need from you.
Huh? What happened to the $20,000 I sent you before?
I just need a little more to pay this guy to go away. If I can't get him to leave me alone, then who knows what he's gonna do to me.
I don't really care what he does to you. I can't let you cause Mom and I any more trouble because of your selfishness. So whether he busts your teeth in with a bat or just straight up kills you, I don't care.
Ozzy, please. I'll get you that $20,000 back, okay? So just another $5,000, please.
Weren't you just asking for $30,000 from me last week?
I was gonna get $2,000 together myself to make up the difference then, but that's not gonna happen.
I really believed a couple weeks ago that you weren't the type of man that would throw his own mother away and run off. But now I know I was wrong about you. And you very much are the kind of heartless creature. I will no longer trust you as my brother. You find a way to get that man his money yourself. And that money you stole from me, that $20,000, better come back to me very soon as well.
Ozzy, I'm sorry for lying to you, okay? I'll apologize to Mom as well, so just please forgive me. I'll never stab either of you in the back again, so please, Ozzy, you and I are brothers.
Not anymore. All you owe to me is a lost cause. The kind of lost cause that would hurt his own mother so that he could steal his brother's money. I will never forgive you for any of that. This earth would be a much better place without a no-good, family-hurting monster like you in it. I'm not sure what ended up happening to Bruno after that, but the loan shark stopped coming to the house looking for him. I'd like to think he was finally forced to take responsibility for the money he borrowed and wasn't paying back. I had wanted to help him out at the time, at least a little bit. But when I thought about how thin and frail my dying mother looked as I came home to find her with no help at all, there was no way I'd help a monster that caused that get out of trouble. The whole reason I ended up coming home from my business trip early is because it had been so long since I heard from my mom. And I had a bad feeling about her. I felt as though Bruno was lying to me about something, and that Mom was in danger. Just before asking to return back to the States, I called the hospital asking about whether my mom had that surgery or not. And when they told me no, I knew it was time to go home. It might have been a small bad feeling that I had, but I am so happy that I believed in it and took action. Even now, I have stopped doing any business trips for the company, and am now staying with my mom at home, while going to work 3 times a week from there. My mom has been getting a lot better as she's been going to her checkups regularly and getting the medication she needed. Of course, she's not able to do any strenuous activities anymore, but she can get up to walk around the house some, and even cook on her own again. Had I never gone overseas for work, I could have been able to take care of her, and she could have avoided this hell she had to live through. I really shouldn't regret things that have already happened. But as long as I have my mom around for a little while longer and love her with all of my heart, I think I can make up for the mistakes I made by leaving her before. From now on, I'll be by her side at all times to support her, as well as enjoy time with her. All while no longer have to think about the monster that once hid inside our family, known as Bruno.
Russell, I hope you had a good day at work today. What time do you think you'll be home today?
Hi, Mercy. I think I'll be getting home around 6 p.m.
Then on your way home, do you mind stopping by the grocery store and getting us some side dishes for dinner? I won't be home until later tonight myself, so I think you'll be the first to get home. I won't be cooking anything for dinner either, so get anything you want from the store to have for dinner.
Sounds good. What all would you like me to buy? Anything you're wanting to eat tonight?
I'll leave that all up to you, just as long as you get lots of vegetables for me.
All right then. So, you're out of the house now as well then?
That's right. I'm out with my friend.
Wait, so you didn't take Kylie with you then?
Nope. Kylie is back home taking care of the house.
By herself? Are you sure that's an okay thing to be doing to her?
Yeah. She's in 6th grade now, so I'm sure she can manage herself. I made sure to raise her as a good little girl after all. And every so often, I'll send her a text to see how things are going for her.
Is that right? By the way, did we talk about how the soap by the kitchen sink has ran out? Do you need me to bring some more home?
Kylie should have gone out to get that for us, so we should be fine. While I was out of the house today, I had her go do a little bit of shopping for me.
You're even having her go shopping by herself now? Isn't that a little bit scary and dangerous?
How so?
Well, there are some pretty strange people out in this world. And if she were ever to get caught up in something, we may never know. There's nobody at the house right now either. Recently, there have been a lot more break-ins as well happening around this city.
I think you're getting a little too worried about things. Kylie is already in middle school now and can handle herself. I don't think she needs her overprotective dad worrying about her so much right now when she needs to start learning what it's like to be an adult. And it was her idea to go out and shop for me today.
But even still, I have been thinking this recently. I think you're asking for Kylie to do too many things for you.
You think so?
You're always having her clean up the house and do the laundry.
You don't have to say that I'm having her, all right? Kylie always tells me every time she'll handle those things herself. If she wants to do them, then I'm more than glad to allow her to do so. She's become so good at doing chores now that I barely even consider her a middle schooler.
I think that one of the reasons why she might be willing to do the chores so often is because you don't do them anymore.
I have not been slacking off on things like that, all right?
You have always been half-assing your work in the house, and then leave the rest of it up to her to finish. I think she can understand that you're no use when it comes to cleaning things up, and that she has to handle it all herself. The reason that she's so good at doing the chores now is because of what you've been doing.
I've just been trying to raise her into a girl that will one day be able to handle everything on her own. That's why I won't finish all the chores sometimes. Having her be great at everything by the time she's an adult will be a huge help for herself, don't you think? Also, when it comes to doing all the chores right, that's a huge plus in the world of women. Because of me, she's going to make a very fine and attractive woman.
I get what you're saying, but when it comes to kids her age, they are susceptible to a lot of things. Being alone like that makes her a huge target for the indecent members of this society. So I would rather you not leave her alone all the time like that. I understand that you want her to become an excellent adult, but she's too young to be doing all those things by herself yet.
All right.
Next month, I'm going to be out of the house for a week doing business. So would you make sure that during that time not to leave everything in the hands of Kylie?
Sure thing. I understand what you want. Hey, listen to me. Kylie is being a real jerk to me right now.
What happened?
She just started saying these awful things to me out of nowhere. She told me that I look like a cow. Is that something someone her age should be saying about her own mother? That's right, there is something she needs to be punished for, right?
I bet that was really upsetting for you.
Right? She's a bully. What the heck happened to our little girl? I wonder if she's finally hitting puberty or something.
What ended up happening that led to her calling you a cow?
I was just laying there on the couch when she came up to me and said that.
Out of nowhere, you said.
Yeah, I was just laying on the couch watching TV when she came to me and said that.
So what I'm getting from all this is that you made her do all the chores again while you laid around all day doing nothing? Kylie was talking to me about this herself before. She said that you're always pushing all the hard work off onto her, while you go lay down somewhere and do nothing for the rest of the day.
Kylie has been saying things like that about me? I have not just been laying around, though. I've been taking some breaks, is all.
From her point of view, that seems to be you laying around doing nothing while she has to take care of all the work. She learns from what she sees more than from what she's told.
But she can't start calling me a cow over that. And I'm starting to think this isn't the only problem with her. Recently, she's become very open about the horrible things she wants to say to me. She's acting like she's had to preach to me about all these things. Is she trying to get herself put into time out at her age? What does she think she's doing talking to adults like that as a kid?
I wonder if that's the case. I've been warned by Kylie a few times myself, but I feel that all those times have been warranted and I deserved them. I mean, she does a pretty dang good job of telling me when I've made a mistake and never noticed anything.
So you're not going to ever get upset with her over that?
Well, it's not like she's trying to pick on me or anything. And let's be honest here, she's not making me aware of my mistakes all the time. I think you happen to be doing a lot of things that she sees as wrong in her eyes, and that's why you're being talked to so often by her. But I think all those things she's saying are facts.
So you're going to be on her side in this? Just because she's cute doesn't mean you can blindly fall into her trap like that.
To be frank, from my point of view even, you're a bit of a sloth lately when it comes to doing the chores. I think you're taking advantage of the fact that your daughter can clean well. To her, when you push all those chores off onto her, and then she has to watch you lay around all day, she has no other choice but to complain about that.
So you're going to tell me that it's my fault my daughter is calling me a cow now?
I don't think calling you a cow was the correct approach to all that. But the reason she was led to saying that was because of your actions. I'll go and have a talk with her about this. But in order to keep yourself from being talked to like that from her, you need to keep yourself in check more. If you're able to show her that you actually care about the house as much as she has to, then I'm sure her behavior will change. I would like to show our daughter that we can both be respectable parents.
All right, already. I'll go ahead and show her what all I can do then.
Yes, please do that for her and I. Good luck, Mercy. Kylie, are you awake still? I'll be home in a couple more days here. I'll be able to make it home sooner than expected.
You'll be home in a couple days? What? Are you alright, Dad?
Why are you asking me if I'm alright?
You're in the hospital right now, right? Mom went to the hospital to go and see you and hasn't come home for quite a while now. What happened to you being very sick? You had to have that surgery done, right?
What? I didn't have to go into the hospital, Kylie.
Are you sure? Then where did you end up going?
I've been on a business trip this week. I haven't been sick with anything, and so far I've actually been feeling pretty good. Did your mom never tell you anything about me going on this business trip?
Mom never told me a single thing about that. The only thing I heard from her was that you had to go to the hospital.
What?
She told me she had to go and be there to take care of you and left for the hospital herself. It's been around 3 days now and she still hasn't come back home.
Huh? So that means you've been home alone for the past 3 days now?
Yeah? She told me to stay home and take care of the house.
Are you alright? Have you been able to eat and things like that? You're not sick at all, are you? There haven't been any weird people coming to the house or anything? You've been making sure to eat 3 meals a day, right?
I'm okay, Dad. I can do all the chores in this house, and I'm used to being on my own now. I've never had to live on my own for 3 days in a row, though. It's been really lonely and boring here.
I'm sure it has been. I would really like to come back home to you right now, but at this time I don't think I can. I'll let your grandma know about this right now. I'll have her take care of you until I'm able to come back home, okay?
But Grandma lives so far away. I think I'll be okay on my own here.
No way. I don't know what else might be going on there, and I don't want you to be alone any longer. I'll let Grandma know what's going on and have her come to get you. Or would you rather go to her house?
I can't do that. I have school tomorrow, right? I want to get an award for perfect attendance, so I will not stay home from school.
I suppose that's a good point if that's what you want. Then I'm gonna have Grandma come and stay with you.
Okay.
I really want to know what your mom was thinking.
I really wonder what happened to her. Where did she go? Actually, before Mom left the house, she was acting really strange.
I really do wonder what's gotten into her. I have no idea why she would lie about something like my health to you. And the fact that she left the house and you for that long, that is something I will not let her get away with.
I've always thought of Mom as a really lazy person. Not just lazy, but useless in general. I guess she's not just those two things, but a liar as well.
I agree. Your mom is a massive liar. Anyway, I'm sorry that you've had to be on your own for that long. I'll make sure your grandma gets to you right away. Just hang tight.
Mom, how is Dad? Has he started to feel better yet?
From the sounds of it, your dad will be able to leave this hospital pretty soon. I'll be coming home today as well, all right?
I see. So, can you tell me where you've really been all this time, Mom?
Where I've really been? What are you talking about, Kylie? I've been at the hospital with your dad all this time, right? Your dad has been sick this whole time, so I haven't been anywhere else but the hospital with him.
Mom, you don't have to lie to me anymore. I know you haven't been at the hospital this whole week. You lied to me about that and have gone somewhere else, right? So what have you been doing?
Why are you talking to your own mother like that? Kylie, you know better than to pick on your parents like that, right? So what is all of this about? Have you become so lonely from being home by yourself that you want to mess around with me?
I just want to know what you've really been doing. And I'm not lonely as of right now. Dad is already home with me right now, so I've been completely fine here.
What?
That's why all of this is a little weird to me, Mom. Don't you think? Dad isn't sick at all, and he's already back home with me. So, who have you been in that hospital with this whole time watching over?
Is your dad really at home with you? You're just trying to play with me some more, right? Kylie, I'm right about that, right?
Mercy, it's been a little bit. So, what's all this about me being in the hospital? Since when did I become so sick that I had to stay in the hospital for a week?
Is that really you?
It really is me.
Why are you home already? Aren't you home a lot sooner than you told me before?
That's true. I was able to come back home from that trip a lot sooner than I thought I'd be getting home. But before I was able to come home, I talked with Kylie. And she told me that I was supposed to be in the hospital right now. Well, that freaked me out a little.
I see. So that's how this is going to be. You guys figured it out.
I think we figured out more than we wanted to. So, where the hell have you really gone off to?
I'm sorry, Russell. Really, I'm on vacation with a friend of mine. The day that you left to go on that business trip, I was invited by them to go. I knew it was wrong of me to just go at a time like that, but I really wanted to go.
Are you kidding me, Mercy? Leaving a 6th grader at home for almost a week by herself like that? You are way too irresponsible now!
I wasn't able to help myself, all right? It's been years now since I was last able to go on a vacation like this. And this happened to be an invitation from one of my best friends, so I couldn't say no to them.
Then tell me, why did you have to lie about all of it? Had you just told me the truth about everything, I would have been able to say okay to it. I could have had my mom come and take care of Kylie, and then she would have never had to stay home like that for so many days on her own. You understand what I'm saying, right?
I just assumed if I told you the truth, you'd get upset with me again. And that would probably make Kylie mad at me as well, and then you'd both never let me go. I didn't want to be told that I couldn't go on this vacation.
Even still, you can't lie about things like that. And the fact that I've come home now has ruined your whole life.
I never planned on lying about it the entire time, all right? I was going to tell the truth once you and I were back home around Kylie. I was just making up a story in order to allow myself to go on this trip. I was going to tell Kylie the whole truth when I got home and would hopefully get her to understand me. And as a sorry for the lie, I made sure to get all sorts of gifts for the both of you.
You really think you'd be forgiven for lying by giving us gifts from your trip?
I have all kinds of really delicious snacks here. I know for a fact that Kylie will be all over them.
Well, from the looks of her right now, she doesn't seem to want anything to do with you now. You really thought that you'd be able to fool our smart little daughter with gifts and snacks? Now tell me this. Have you really been on a vacation with your friend?
I have been. What? Are you doubting that now?
Well, I only asked because you don't happen to have a lot of friends. And have you ever had a friend that would just invite you on a trip like that last minute?
I do! You're being a real jerk now, Russell.
Are you sure? If you do have a friend like that, then we're good here. But Mercy, you're not lying to me anymore now, right? You know what, Mercy? You don't have to come back home anymore.
What? Why not? I'm already really close to the house now.
And you never replied to me after our last little conversation today. So you could go ahead and stay away from my house forever now. We're getting a divorce, and that'll be it for us.
Why would you say something like that? All I did was lie a little and left Kylie at the house for the week. You two are being way too extreme asking for a divorce over something as simple as that.
I had a look deep inside your closet. There was something in there that I've never seen before in my life. What is this exactly? You had this tablet hidden inside all your winter clothes like you were trying to hide it from me.
You found that?
From what I can tell, you've been talking a lot with this Frank guy on here. Every day you talk with him, actually. Telling him you love him and that he loves you. I want to meet you so badly. And he replies that he wants to meet you soon. For some reason, all this looks a lot like something two lovers would be saying to one another over text. Of course, there's also some things in there about this vacation you've just gone on. So, the friend you've been going out with has been this man?
How the hell did you figure out the password on that thing? Actually, why the hell have you been rooting around in my closet like that?
On the screen, I could see your finger grease that was left over from the password you typed in. It only took me a couple tries before I was able to get your PIN correct. And the person that found this tablet happened to be your daughter. She knew there were more things you were hiding from the both of us. So we've both been going through this whole house looking for more evidence for what you've been up to.
Oh, don't you two start acting like freaking house burglars.
Your lies aren't going to work in your favor anymore. So, what are you going to do now? I understand that you were doing so well lying to us, but that's not going to work now. So if you continue to keep trying to lie, then you're only making the hole you end up in deeper for yourself.
I'm sorry.
Now you tell me the whole truth. The man you went on that vacation happens to be the man you're cheating on me with, right?
Yes.
Leaving our daughter alone at home all by herself. You really have fallen off the deep end.
But I'm being serious when I say I never wanted to go on this trip with him. He forcefully invited me on this trip of his, and I had no other choice but to go.
Even if he's trying to force you, you tell him no! I cannot believe you leave your 6th grader at home for a whole week by herself to go and do something like that!
I understand I made the wrong choice, but this guy is a jerk. He knew that I had a kid at home, but was still trying to get me to come with him.
Don't blame him for all that. In the end, the one that made the final decision was you, right? You're the one at fault here. You're no mother. I don't want you coming to this house ever again.
But if I just vanish like you're wanting me to, then Kylie is going to be heartbroken.
No, she will not. Kylie is over all your bullcrap. Would rather you vanish as well. She's told me she doesn't need some embarrassment of a mother like you in this family.
So, even Kylie wants me out of the family now?
Her and I have had enough of you, Mercy. You've disappointed us greatly. We knew that you'd always been this lazy, useless woman, but now it's apparent to us that you're nothing but a liar now. Honestly, we would have been able to handle your lying about going out with your friend. But learning that this was all so that you could go and sleep with that man for a week has really broken my heart. I will never be able to trust you again, and neither will Kylie. And there is no way either of us will live out our lives around someone we cannot trust.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Russell. Please don't throw me away.
If you were going to apologize to me, then you should have done that before you lying some more.
I was an idiot for all of this. I still am now. If you both throw me out now, I won't be able to carry on. I promise that from now on, I'll be the perfect mother and wife to you guys, so please forgive me. I won't lie to either of you ever again.
You really did it to yourself this time, lying about everything you were up to, after being told that you had lied to us. I think it's kind of amazing how much you lie.
I'm not lying anymore, though. This is all coming from my heart.
That heart of yours is a lie. I'm kind of getting tired of listening to all the lies your so-called heart is telling me. There's nothing left for you to be lying to me about, yet you keep going. And that's why I can't trust you. All I hear now are lies, and that'll never change.
I do not want to get a divorce, Russell. I will not leave you two, okay?
This isn't about what you want or don't want now. You were the one that created a reason for a divorce, and I'm sure you were aware of that. I'm gonna make sure to get a very nice settlement from both you and that Frank guy. And after that, you'll also be paying for child support every month.
How far are you going to take all of this? You don't have to try killing me like that. Both you and Kylie are cold-hearted if you continue to hurt me like that.
Stop blaming the both of us for your problems! You are more like a child than our daughter is.
Because I've been sad this whole time. I keep telling you that I've learned my lesson, and yet you keep saying you won't trust me.
Jeez, what a freaking crybaby. It's bizarre that a child like you is able to raise such an adult-minded girl like Kylie. I want you to go back to elementary school and start over learning what ethics are and how to manage them. Kylie and I are too old now to be playing around with kids like you. So you go back to your parents' house, and you have them raise you from the ground up one more time. After that, Mercy had tried to force her way into the house, but I had locked all the doors, and both Kylie and I would not listen to her as she cried to be let in. She began to scream and cry like a spoiled child. We both chose to ignore all of that as well. The both of us were sure on throwing that woman out of the house, and no amount of her begging and pleading was going to change that. After a while, she began to stop crying, and her face went from bright red to pale white. After, she had become very quiet and was leaning up against the front door. She asked both Kylie and I if we were really wanted the divorce. There, we both told her that we indeed did want the divorce, and wanted her to no longer be a part of our lives. After telling her that, she shut up and agreed to the divorce, which we then started to talk about in more detail. I made sure to tell her that I did not need a wife in my life that would push off all of her chores onto our daughter, and then leave the house for a week to go and cheat on me. Just looking at her face outside the front window pissed me off, as I had to tell her how much it hurt me knowing that my wife was doing all that to my little girl. I understand that Kyla's in middle school now, but that does not give Mercy the right to leave everything to her, all so that she could sit around like the cow she is. All of what's happened doesn't just fall onto the shoulders of my wife, though, as I too am to blame for some of it. In order to make up for the pain my daughter has had to endure, I'm going to become the world's best father to her, and make sure that she's raised in a home where she'll never be forced to do anything, and will never be left alone again. A little while after, the divorce was completed, and I was given money for the settlement I got from my wife. She had to go back to her parents' house, where she was yelled at for days on end by both her mom and dad for what had happened. As of right now, she is still living with her parents, while helping out with their family business. Both her parents seem to be working her hard in order to raise her properly at this time, and each month they are the ones to send me the child support that their daughter should be paying me. This whole time, I have not met with Mercy at all either, and neither has Kylie. As for the man that had been with my wife as she was cheating on me, he so happened to have been the owner of the store she was working part-time for. He happened to be a married man himself, So after paying me the settlement I had asked from him, his wife found out what he was up to. After she went and tore him a new one, he went and told Mercy to never talk to him again, and then went back to his wife begging her not to leave him. Who knows why there are people in this world that are so selfish that they are willing to cheat like that? I'm sure both Mercy and Frank will learn soon enough that this world does not cater to those who think they can just get away with being unfaithful. When it comes to myself, I've taken some help from my parents in raising Kylie and caring for her. And to make sure things would be more smooth there, both Kylie and I moved closer to them. I understand that Kylie is far more mature than most her age, but she's still a very young girl. So for the time being, my parents and I will be here to protect her until she's old enough to tell us she doesn't need our protection anymore. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you all in the next story.